Welcome back to my channel where we read scary stories and creepy legends. The Vigil. The Vigil is a movie written and directed by Keith Thomas. And before we go any further, I want to thank Vimal. I'll be adding his Instagram account right below. He is a wonderful person who invited me to this press release, and I'm ever so thankful. I have never been in a press release before. This was my first time, and I really enjoyed my time watching this movie. And yeah, let's get back into the movie itself. The movie brings you into ancient Jewish law and demonology. The Vigil is a supernatural horror film set over the course of a single evening in Brooklyn. And let's talk about why I like the movie. So we begin with the Yaakov. Yaakov is sitting in a support group of sorts for Jewish people who have left the religion and the community so they can fit back into what they think is normal or mainstream society. This is where we meet a few more characters, but the characters you need to know for now is Sarah. She is more outspoken, and it sounds like she's been out of the Jewish community for a while now. And you can see at the end of this cute little meetup, Sarah approaches Yaakov for coffee. Yaakov obviously denies the attempt, but she is persistent. Another character you need to know is Lane. He is kind of like the person who arranges this meetup, and right off the bat I sense like a big brother vibe that he gives out to the other patrons of this support group. Fast forward a bit, we are introduced to Rab Shulam, who is somebody from Yaakov's past. He's a rabbi. Shulam comes with a job offer. Low on funds and having recently left his insular religious community, Yaakov reluctantly accepts an offer from his former rabbi, and also apparently his close friend. That is my phone. I am so sorry. It was no one important. Coming back to this. So yeah, Yaakov reluctantly accepts the offer from his former rabbi and confidant to take the responsibility of an overnight shomer. Shomer is basically somebody who watches over a body of a deceased community member. It usually is done by the family member of the deceased. However, in this particular situation, the deceased by the name of Rubin Litwak does not have anyone else except for his elderly wife. So obviously Shulam comes to Yaakov and offers $400 for his services for the night. So shortly arriving at the recently departed house, he sits on a chair, and Yaakov begins to realize something is very, very, very wrong. From disgusting dark water and something stalking in the dark, everything about the movie is scary. I legit left the theater for a solid 15 minutes after a scary part of the movie. Also, I went alone because there was no one who really wanted to follow me. So yeah, I went alone, hence why I was extremely afraid of the movie. There was nobody next to me, honestly, because of the pandemic, so I had to step out. But anyway, before we go any further into the video, I want to take some time to talk about the sponsor that we have for today, Tubebuddy. Finally, Tubebuddy is a free browser extension and mobile app that integrates directly into YouTube and helps to run your channel with ease. I've been having this since 2018 when I first uploaded my first very scary video. So one of the many things that I use from Tubebuddy is advanced keywords research, which is something that I definitely need. Tubebuddy helps you to find high-performing, searchable video topics and then craft them into perfect titles and tags. This way, your SEO score, something that anyone who's trying to get into digital marketing needs. SEO score, the better they are, the more better audience you'll be getting. Audience that really want the content that you are putting out. Hence, your retention is also better. This is an amazing tool. Do not start your channel without Tubebuddy, okay? There is a link down below that you can click and get directly to Tubebuddy. You can either get the free one or the subscription one. Whichever that you choose, Tubebuddy is definitely going to be helpful for you. Anyways, back to the movie. First of all, I'm going to do this video with as little of spoilers as I can. Second, David Dave Davis gave an impeccable performance. He made us believe that he was this distraught young man with a past he once gone. Through snippets and such, we realize that he's desperate to get away from his past, that he's not able to actually move on. In his point of view, he thinks all of these issues that he had in his past can be resolved if he just ran away from his community. And there's really a character arc at the end that I can get behind. This is a man who wanted to have no connection, no emotional connection to anyone. And we see him change into a type of man who is ready to actually go back to a community, no matter if it's his Jewish community or a much more modern community. He's ready to do it, and that's great. Even at the end of the movie, we actually see him texting Sarah and asking her out for coffee, and it's just beautiful. Just so you know, this movie only had 1 million in budget, and I'm sure most of the budget was already spent on hiring Dave David because he is good. The location is also eerily close to home. It's just another house that you might own, which is what gives the movie that that it really needed. In fact, this house closely resembles my grandma's house back in Kluang, so I was definitely freaked out. Probably why I left in that 15 minutes. Of course, I cannot end this video without talking about Lynn Cohen, who plays Mrs. Litvak. Whatever she's being paid, they should triple it, because aside from the monster lurking in the back, she is another creepy aesthetic that they needed to make this movie what it is. She doesn't have a lot of lines and all that, and yet whenever she's in a scene, she makes that scene 25% more scarier than it really should be, and I'm forever thankful for her being in this movie. Lastly, I do want to touch base on something I thought the movie could have done better. There was an intro and outro of a woman getting shot by a Nazi officer and a stranger. The movie wants us to believe that the stranger is Rubin Litvak, the departed. But there's nothing in the movie that shows or proves that these two are the same character. There was no picture or memorabilia that shows a younger Rubin that looks like the stranger or anything. So I honestly do not understand the connection that they made from that intro outro to the entire movie. Honestly, I feel as if the movie could have done without it, and the budget could have been well spent on something else, like paying Lynn Mohan or Dave Davis, or getting a little bit better lighting, because there were some scenes that I felt as if could have done with better lighting, because I couldn't see anything. But then again, I am blind, so whatever. But yeah, the outro actually showed the same scene where the Nazis asking the stranger to shoot this woman in the head. However, the guy is refusing, but at the end he does actually end up pulling the trigger, and that's where we've seen actually the monster that's been menacing Yakov. Oh my god, what is his name? I'm so sorry, I'm like really bad with names. Yakov, the monster that's been terrorizing Yakov, actually starts from that time. But then again, we really don't understand why. I personally have no idea why it was that, and I wish that they actually brought it in a better way, because it was really a perfect idea. And that's pretty much it. I am so sorry that this video is so long, but I'm happy I did it. Again, thank you so much to Vimal, who actually invited me to this press release. Thank you so much for Tubebuddy, who finally decided to, work with me. And lastly, thank you so much for everybody who's been listening into this long ass video. I hope you guys have a great day, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Bye.